Okay, this is episode 22 of Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. We cut the other one right as we were starting the skills challenge, so let's just swoosh right back in there. Oh, holy shit.
God fucking damn it. I got a nat 20.
Nice!
This is
On
funny.
initiative, it doesn't matter.
I know!
I got a
11.
13.
Initiative, buddies.
11. Okay, so just give me the numbers, you know?
11.
Okay.
Tim got a 13.
Patton got a 21.
21. What did Jiron get?
Nat 20. So 20.
Plus? Do you not have an initiative bonus?
I think it's +1. Let me just make sure. That is +1, yeah. So 21.
+1? Okay, what's your dex bonus?
My dex bonus.
Or what is your dex?
My dex is
Oh,
10.
no.
What's Patton's?
My dex is 10.
Motherfuckers. Okay. Shit. And
This
you both
always
have. Do you
happens.
both have the same? What's Patton's initiative bonus?
My half level.
It's +1, isn't it?
Yep.
It's +1, isn't it?
It'd have to be, yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have to
Oh,
roll the
God,
exact
what's
same
the
thing
next-
for
Yeah,
that.
how do you guys have such low initiative?
We only have our
bonuses?
half level, that's it.
Wait.
Mine's
That's-
2.
Does Patton have does Patton not have 11 decks, or
No, I only have 10 dex.
he only has 10 decks? Oh boy. Okay, so I can't exactly remember because I'm very sleep deprived how to properly resolve this. So just go high roll.
Why don't you just
Just
re-roll?
re-roll your d20s against each other and just do high roll.
8.
3.
Patton wins.
Okay, Patton goes first. Okay. So, Patton, what you are going to see is with this with your your vision mode on right now, you see Jiron's mouth gape open slightly, and you see more of that same shimmery essence start leaking out of him.
And she's kind of like floating up through the air. Does it look like it's headed towards any particular direction, or is it just kind of like leaking out?
No, those ones are just going.
Okay.
Those ones are just going.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and can I use perception to try to get a signature of this weird shimmer that I'm seeing split off from Jerry and head in that direction? Can I try and get a lock on it with try to get an outline?
If you're
of
using, if you're doing it via your tech,
Yes.
then yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm using some of the filters on here. I'm trying to pick it out from the background. 13 in total. I could still use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes, right? That's an encounter.
Ooh, you're making it hard on me. I need to make a judgment call on this because I don't think I can do another cool thing. Okay, let me think about this real quick.
'Cause I believe
no.
yeah, no.
You haven't had a short rest.
Yeah.
You haven't had a short rest.
It's
in
been
between.
like less than 10 seconds. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just-
You have not had a short rest. Yes. So you can use your action point to reroll that. You did get your action point back.
Let's do that. Action point reroll.
Good. Okay.
Motherfucker, I rolled a 2 this time. He's greasy.
Okay.
He's
Oh
slippery.
yes, I forgot to mention. So this is going to be another one of the more complex ones. So it is going to be 9 successes or 4 failures, and a couple of those successes, like literally 2, need to be against the harder DC. But both of those rolls were terrible. So no, you attempt to get a lock on this thing, but it's moving around incredibly erratically. Anytime you actually get a lock, it just gets severed, like instantly. And then the weird thing is that when you go back to it again, it doesn't read as the same thing. Like it seems like your tech is getting confused.
Like it's trying to lock onto a different thing each time.
Yeah. So next up, Jiron. So this orc opens his eyes, just says, "Thought I could trust you. Turns out you're just a liar like the rest of them."
Do I recognize this guy?
Not Actually, no. And he's going to say, you're playing big at being that sort of journalist. Well, you aren't really, are you?
What exactly do you mean by that?
So, rock an insight for this.
Can I look around and see?
Yeah.
Yeah, can.
So you're looking around
Actually-
and you just see these things go as far as you can see into pure white.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up to this guy, say, buddy, I'm all about the truth. You see, I film everything I do. And I really, really don't take kindly to you insulting my craft like this. Like, see, like, you see me, it's everything I'm doing. I don't edit anything, man. This is gonna be bluff.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about the logistics of attempting to bluff an existential nightmare.
Well, it could be like,
You do realize you're floating in some sort of mindscape. Like, you're attempting to lie to the ether or your own, your own psyche.
I mean, would Jerry do that?
Which, on second thought, is something that Jerry would definitely
yeah.
So carry on. Just so you know, attempting to convincingly lie to your own psyche is going to be the hard DC.
I believe in you,
All
Jerry.
Good
I
thing.
believe in your lies.
All right, so here we go. That's a 27 in total.
27 in
Nice.
total.
Mhm.
So, as you you say that, like, you get up at him and you start, like, yelling at him a bit, like no, you're wrong. And you're going to see
That's
that
not the real me.
yeah, that line is going to come
Persona.
back onto him, and he is going to close his eyes, and that section is going to go dark. As then a couple more open their eyes and start, like, simultaneously shrieking in pain.
Oh.
You turn around behind you and you see two women looking like a mother and a daughter, both elves. Their faces are distorted and twisted. Their clothes are bloodied, and they just shriek. And moving on.
Did he pass or did he fail that?
Oh, he
Yes.
passed. He passed. We're just going on to the next thing.
Yes. It is I.
Yep.
You
see Giron start. You see Giron kind of shake in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do is perception has not been used yet, correct?
It got used by Patton, but he used it this round, but he didn't use it right before you, so you can use it.
Sweet. Okay. I'm seeing all that shimmery stuff floating around, right? Is that still? So what I want to try and do is I want to see if I can follow it with my eyes quickly, like perceive where it is. You see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
And I want to have Specky sort of get a whole bunch of tendrils out and sort of break them down as small as they can go to make fine mesh or like basically a butterfly net, and try and just scoop it or restrain it if possible to like try and bring it back closer to Jerry, because I feel like he's getting torn between two places.
Okay.
And he needs that ether or ether, whatever, thrown back at him.
Okay. Roll it.
Ain't nobody astral projecting on my watch. That will be a 21.
21. That's going to be a success. So, on that, so you're going to try and visually track it, right? But you're just always a little bit too slow, right? The second you find out where it was, it's somewhere else, right? But Specky is managing to follow it, like, instantly, right? So,
Yeah.
so like, you're looking around trying to do this. Specky is going to turn to you, is going to take just a big section of its stone body and make a little mask and put it over you, right?
Oh, good.
And just start turning your head, right?
Oh, quick enough to follow it.
Yeah, and like
That sounds painful.
yeah, but your eyes are closed, but like when you're attached to Speggy right here, he's feeling it out, and you can feel that being transmitted back to you. So you know exactly where this is. As you guys see him put on the VR goggles, kind of, and one of these tendrils just split, then split, then split, then split, then split, then split, and start herding some of this energy back towards Giron. Because you can't, since it can kind of, absorb these energies, right? Because it is just pure mana. At the end of the day, it's just a form of mana. So, if you can absorb and redirect it, you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It's not exactly specialty, but you can do something.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not attempting to solve the problem. I'm just attempting to give Jerry more time to get it under control.
Yep. Next up, John.
I ain't got no idea what's going on.
John gets out some of that alcohol from last night and pours it down Jerry's throat.
That was my first plan, but he doesn't have a shadow.
Was it really? Because that's a terrible idea.
Actually,
what, make him more drunk?
Well, I mean, if you're thinking about like hair of the dog, get him so drunk he pukes. System purge.
I don't know. I've probably seen it in a movie or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I'm not going. He doesn't have a shadow. Something completely different is going on now.
Yeah.
Elias is wearing fungus mask.
Look, this happens every fucking Tuesday.
Pen's staring off into space.
I mean, couldn't you ask one of your friends for some help? I mean, I don't know, the one you talk to every night before going to bed.
Oh yeah, I'm literally getting out my rosary right now.
Okay.
Kneeling over Jerry.
There might be a couple of verses about lost lambs or something that could be cool right now. I don't know.
I can't find any.
Let me get you some real quick. You could cut this so it sounds like you came up with them on your own.
Yeah, we'll do that like I always do whenever I spend about 15 minutes coming up with a potion name.
And I start reciting this Bible verse I come up with on my own. I'll think you. If a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, does he not leave the 99, goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray?
And John falls unconscious immediately.
Oh,
he just falls over. Wham.
I don't even got to roll for that?
So, no, yeah, roll for it now.
He said I didn't have the giant orc falling on me this time.
21.
21? That's a success still. So,
hell yeah.
Regardless, it was going to happen, but so John falls over unconscious, and Giron, behind you, right? In that blank space, right? These people are shrieking at you. John, you wake up, you're in this pure white hallway. To your left and right is just pure darkness, and in front of you see some form of glass wall. And you see Giron there with his hands covering his ears, just looking like he's in massive pain as two spectral figures are shrieking at him across the other side. Across the other side of the hallway through some more glass. What do you do?
Am I in the hallway with him?
You're inside one of these glass partitions. You can't hear anything, but you can see Giron crouched down, holding his head, just in massive pain, it looks like, as these two sort of disfigured, ghostly figures are just howling at him.
Well, I'm going to get out my revolver, try and shoot the glass out.
Hell yeah. So you pull out just one quick shot, the glass shatters. The bullet travels through, lands directly in the center of the mother's head, and just you see that section just goes pure dark instantly. And Giron, the howling stops, and you turn behind you, and wait, John's here.
I hop down out of the glass. What darnation's going on here?
So you see Giron, and he's his body proportions are kind of weird. He's lanky, more gaunt.
Oh, Flippy!
Looking a little monstrous. His face is sunken. His eyes are just pure black, no pupils. As you see these the red lines that are normally on his coat are just coursing throughout his body irregularly and sometimes ripping off of him. And when they do, you see him just wince and shudder in pain.
John, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Ah!
We got to get you out of here. Last time I let you around alcohol.
Funny. Funny.
All right. So, next up, Patton. So, what you immediately notice, right, Patton, is when John goes down, right, you can see some of the same, like, general shimmer start to surround Giron's body. It seems to be tethered to John.
So it's going up there along with this other stuff that just kind of like floating around him, or
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like cradling his body.
Yeah, I'm not dying.
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna do.
Like this is a lot more easily visible.
All right. Let's
So,
see.
what do you do?
I'm gonna see if I can get a closer look at John's stuff here. See if I can compare it. I guess it'll be Arcana to get like a real close look at it. Compare it to Jerry's and all that. See if there's any obvious differences between the two. Right. I rolled a 20.
20 total?
Nat 20. Yeah, I should probably have said that.
20?
Oh shit. Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
This is bad for me. So that's gonna count for 2.
No, remember the DM is not antagonistic. Remember.
No, it means that I need to give away some info. So, okay.
good.
Hold on.
So what
Got
you
my notes
see
ready.
is you look at this, right?
Mhm.
You look at this whole scene, right? And things start to solidify a bit more. You see, like, John's, like, the magic emanating from John is cradling Giron, but then you look back over at John, and immediately you see just these microfilaments, thousands of them, coming off of his back, leading out into who knows where, right? And the same thing with Giron, and you can see these just permeating through everywhere. They're tiny, just the tiniest little slight tethers to somewhere. And the other thing that you notice, you can't tell any fundamental difference between the two. Some of them start like, crossing across each other, and it just looks like a lattice.
Of the same material, like indistinct. They're just going together.
Right. They are indistinguishable from each other than what they're connected to. Because none of these, the lines that are connected to John are not connected to Giron. Except for like 1 or 2.
Out of character, I have no idea what's going on. In character, still no idea.
Out of character, Michael knows exactly what's going on.
I know exactly what's going on.
I mean-
you fucker. Can't do anything about it.
I have an idea of what's going on.
So, considering you got a nat 20 on this, do you remember what Manway was saying about the concepts of those like manospheres and networks and like how a god gets formed?
Oh no. Oh yes.
Connections between people specifically? Huh. It's looking a bit like that, but they're going off into nowhere. Like, these are just going off to somewhere. They don't coalesce into anything.
They're just kind of petering out.
No, they aren't petering out, but they're just going, right? You would expect them maybe to contort back into like a large chord once they get far enough away, but they just stay separate. And then the really interesting thing is you look over at these guys, and then you look over at yourself and Elias, right?
Mhm.
And you can see a couple of the same things.
The same kind of aura stuff coming off of us.
Yes.
Still indistinguishable from theirs, except the origin.
Yes. Imagine just a bunch of tiny, like, glass microfilaments. Mm-hmm. And that's what it looks like. So, yeah, there is some form of actual concrete connection here that can be observed. So, next up, Giron.
All right, so essentially I am still in this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
My face is deformed. Like, I'm pretty much deformed.
Yeah, you're looking all sorts of jacked up right now. Behind you, the howling starts again as you see that a somewhat young elf girl with the bloody clothing and the distorted face is just going to snarl at you. You did this. It's your fault. You killed them.
Whoa now.
And you're going to immediately remember, oh no, yeah, you've said some things on air that aren't exactly 100% true that might have gotten some people in trouble.
Elf girl. Can I do would it be history or streetwise for this? To check and see what exactly this might be.
So, if you're going to attempt to, are you going to attempt to try and recall this and then confront it?
Yeah.
Okay. So for that, let me think.
It is
that would be
history.
diplomacy then. If you're going because you're not going to just personal memory is just your personal memory. If you're going to try and get information to figure this out, that would be diplomacy. If you're going to try and talk to this thing.
Okay. All right.
Or, I mean, history doesn't really fit.
No. I have a better idea.
Okay.
You're right. I did get them killed. But it sure looked good while doing it, huh? And if you want to keep on talking, I can show you just how quick and the very different ways I can do that.
Okay,
and
so here we go. Intimidate?
You're trying to intimidate your own psyche?
This is amazing.
Are you trying to bully your own sense of guilt?
This is how it works.
I love this.
Yeah.
You gotta embrace it.
That's the most Jerry thing I've ever heard of.